Hello, I'm Harry FleuTV, I'm a book you gonna have to. And today I'm going to be reading Painted Key in Chapter 3. Now, I'm sorry for the long wait. I was waiting for a new mic, which for some reason doesn't fit into my iPad. And I just had a lot of personal stuff to deal with. So, I'm sorry for the long wait and updates. But this time I'm back and I'm going to be reading Chapter 3 of Painted Tears. And here we go. Chapter 3. Visiting the Monster. Stella rode on Belle back to Buckingham Palace. She had to get there quickly before anyone else noticed she was missing. She rode through the dark forest and took her shortcut so no one in London who was still up at night could see her. She darted through the trees, jumped over logs, and rushed past bushes on her horse until she reached the clearing and saw Buckingham Palace ahead of her. Stella saw 2 guards with torches and made Belle stop in her tracks. She then climbed off and hid behind the bushes. She almost made it to her bedroom window when a light hit her. "What are you doing out here, young lady?" A guard demanded, his voice loud with anger. Stella stammered. She didn't know what to say. She couldn't say that she visited a clown who threatened her to visit him. There hadn't been a circus visit for 20 years, and nobody would believe her. And if they did, Harry the Clown would most likely find out, and there would be disastrous consequences. "Your mother and father have been worried sick," the other guard went on. "And not only that, they are sick in bed and can't get up. Just like you to think of yourself and not others. That's what your selfish teenagers are like." Stella was about to retort when the first guard with the torch grabbed her by the arm and dragged her out of the bushes. Take the horse back to the stable," the guard holding Stella ordered the other guard, who nodded. Stella was guided back to the palace, where all the servants and other guards were searching for her, and she saw her mother and father, who looked sickly pale, which made Stella feel guilty. The king and queen saw Stella and the guard and rushed over to them. The guard let Stella go, and all the servants and guards bombarded her with questions. King Benjamin cleared the servants and guards off as they confronted Stella. They weren't angry, but worried. "Stella, where have you been?" Queen Martha asked before coughing loudly. "That's not important right now," Stella told her, concerned and anxious. "Why are you ill? Can I help?" Martha was about to fall, but Stella caught her. Benjamin walked towards Stella and took Martha from her. "Stella, we need you to be honest with us," he wheezed. He coughed loudly and cleared his throat. "We won't be angry with you, sweetheart. Just tell us." Stella sighed and bowed her head. "I can't. The person I visited said that if I told anyone, there would be consequences." King Benjamin laid a hand on his daughter's shoulder. "Darling, whatever's bothering you, you can tell us. Now, who threatened you?" "Okay," Stella sighed. "The person who threatened me was..." But the alarm on King Benjamin's watch went off. "Oh, look at that. It's time for bed. And it's your bedtime too, young lady," Benjamin told Stella, removing his hand from her shoulder. Stella was about to call after her parents when they left, but decided not to. She was tired, and she went off to bed. Next morning, Stella woke up to her phone buzzing. She picked it up and saw that she got an Instagram notification. It was a message from Harry that read, "Meet me at the circus house at 3 p.m. sharp." Stella thought about refusing the offer and blocking Harry's number. But she thought that would result in making him angry and he would storm over to Buckingham Palace to hurt her or her family. She texted back saying, "Yes, of course," and put her phone down to get up. She got unchanged and went for a shower. Stella sang "Ode to a Dream," a song her mother used to sing to her to help her sleep when she was a little girl. When Stella was finished, she stepped out and wrapped a towel around her waist. She then went to her bedroom to get changed, and after that she went downstairs. Stella sat at the kitchen table and saw that she was alone. The kingdom wasn't massive. There was no duke or royal assistant. There was only the king and queen, the guards, and the servants. Stella wondered where her parents were. Then she saw them come into the dining room. They came and sat down at the table. King Benjamin cleared his throat, and he and Queen Martha directed their attention at Stella. "Stella, your sister is coming for about a week, so I'd like you to be extra prepared and ready today." Stella nodded her head in understanding, and King Benjamin clapped his hands. The servants came out with the breakfast food and laid them out on the table. "Crikey, they must have been cooking until dawn if they were that quick to serve," Stella thought. They ate their breakfast and Stella decided to go for a walk. She was about to go to the front door when she heard her father call her name again. "Stella, can you come over here for a moment?" Stella turned around, and her father was right in front of her. He had a look of concern on his face. "Where are you going, sweetie?" "I'm just going out for a walk," Stella told her father. "Well, try not to run into any people. The virus that people are worried about is running like a plague. And let me come in with you. I'm concerned as to what might happen. Someone threatened you last night." "Okay," Stella agreed. They went outside and took a walk to the forest. Stella tried to steer herself and her father away from the big circus house where Harry resided. They reached a clearing and ended up in a field of flowers. It was the place Stella always went to with her parents as a little girl, where they would have picnics and relax. "Come with me, daughter," her father quietly spoke, wheezing from his illness. He gestured Stella to follow, and she did. "You know, Stella, I've missed those times where you were a little girl, and we would always come out for a picnic." King Benjamin sat on the grass, and Stella sat next to him. They both looked at the sunset. Stella missed spending time with her father. They didn't always see eye to eye, but were very close, as were she and her mother. "Stella, do you know what I see when I look at the sun?" Benjamin asked. Stella shook her head. "I see us, our souls. When I step in this meadow, I see our souls, and the sun is shining particularly bright because you're here. the sun is shining on your soul and seeing through your appearance, and it means that you have a pure soul. Benjamin rested a hand on Stella's, and he smiled. He then coughed loudly, and Stella gasped, and her eyes widened in shock. "Oh my God! Father, are you alright?" Yes. Benjamin winked, still coughing loudly. Stella stood up and helped Benjamin up on his feet. "Let me take you back to Buckingham Palace, please," Stella protested. Benjamin was still coughing, but Stella thought she could hear him say, "Very well." And they made their way back to the palace. Once King Benjamin was in bed with his wife, Stella checked her phone, and it was 3:15 in the afternoon. Stella was horrified to realize that she was late to visit Harry. "Good grief!" she exclaimed, and hurriedly went outside to fetch Belle. She climbed upon the horse and rode to the forest. She was desperate to get to the snacking house. The horse rode quickly past the trees until Stella could see the big house. Once she had reached the big house, Stella made Belle stop in her tracks and climbed off the horse's back. She tied the reins on a pole to keep Belle where she was, and went to the big house. Stella walked up to the house and knocked on the door. After a moment, the door opened, and there was Russian strongman Jack. "Hello, young Stella," he greeted. "Master Harry is waiting for you." Jack stood aside, and Stella slowly walked inside. She was nervous. The thought Harry would yell at her for being late. She looked up on the balcony of the stairs, and there stood Harry. He jumped from the balcony and landed on his feet and looked down at Stella. "You are late," he growled. Stella gulped. "Sorry, I was on a little outing with my father," she stammered. Harry tilted his head. "An outing? What outing was it?" Stella was surprised that he'd asked. She was expecting him to say something like, "No excuses," or something along those lines. "Come with me," Harry instructed. He started walking to the living room, and Stella followed. As soon as they went in, Stella sat on the comfy chair she sat in last time she came to the house, and Harry followed suit by sitting on the other chair. "So, how's your day been?" Harry asked. Stella couldn't find the words. She felt so awkward and afraid of looking directly at Harry's clown face. There was a moment or two before she said, "It was great, thanks for asking." She paused before saying, "So, how come you're—" Stella tried to find a polite way of saying "a clown," but she couldn't think of anything. "Why am I a clown?" Harry finished Stella's sentence. "It ain't my fault." "Well, it kind of was, but it's personal. I don't like to talk about it." Harry looked forlorn for a moment. Then he looked up at Stella. "You want to have a tour of the house?" he asked. Stella hesitated before replying with, "Yes, please." So Harry and Stella wandered around the big house, and Stella was introduced to many of the rooms: the dining room, the performance room where Harry used to perform his shows, the big kitchen, and finally the upstairs. Stella was going thrilled by it all, but she didn't realise the time until it was 6 o'clock in the evening. Stella realised when she had received a text from her mother saying, "Darling, where are you?" And she realised what the time was. "Oh my goodness!" Stella shouted. Harry turned to her. What isn't it? What isn't it?" he asked, panicking. "I have to get back to Buckingham Palace." "Can you come here sometime tomorrow?" Harry asked. Sure," Stella said frantically before running off to the front door. Harry looked on Anna in surprise. What a nice girl, he thought. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed Chapter 3 of Painted Tears. I will hopefully narrate more of the story later on, probably next week, and feel free to leave a like and leave a comment. And I'm Harry FleuTV. Remember, you don't have to.